Is this you in your Super Duty loose steering box? Well, this will be the video for you. Stay tuned. Are you also running 14 wides? Probably not. You know, it's kind of a random size. Not random, but it's a big size. You need like this is an 8-inch lift on my 08 Super Duty with 1.5-inch adapters because these are 8x165. But what I'm getting at is this steering box has 300,000 kilometers on it. She's wore out. Even before the lift, she was side to side. Keeping this thing on the highway straight or on a road, let alone with the offsets, dragging you around, it's a handful. So today is a video on swapping out this gearbox. I already got the new one here. One thing to note is there's a job 1 and a job 2. And I don't know if there's the job 3 matters or not. Between the job 1 and the job 2, they're different gearboxes. It'll stay, the ad will say up to July of 07 or something like that for one, and then after that is job 2 for, you know, August on. I can't remember the exact dates, but if you look up gearboxes, you know what I mean. So find out when your truck was built. If it was prior or before that, you open up your door. And right here, you'll have the date. See, this one says 0408. So that's the job 2. So I grabbed one that's for a job 2, and I don't know the differences, like I say, but there's 2 ways you can do this. Say your truck wasn't lifted, right? So you'd be down here, your tire would be about up to here. I don't know, I'm gonna keep my wheel on. But what I am gonna do is take this wheel liner out. Well, obviously the mud flat too. I just washed the truck, so it's a little wet, but we have to get to this location. It is doable without going from the top, even though it could be easier, but your coolant bottle will be in the way. If that's out of the way, super easy, but we're not about that life. We'll get the wheel liner off, and then we'll get to that. One thing to note too is obviously you have a drop pitman arm. You'll have to disconnect your drag link, I think that's called. To the other side, I think it's called drag link. You have to pop that off, so we'll do that too. Make sure your steering wheel is already striped, because you'll be a nut back in here. You'll have to undo to get this column to collapse back into itself to remove it. Just FYI on that. So steering wheel is generally straight. You can also put your seatbelt through it, back and down to make sure it stays straight and disconnect it, which I'll do right now. You can see here I got it looped to that. You can move your seat back and forth to get it to work. So I'm a little to the I guess 11:30 o'clock, but I mean I could start it and turn it over a little bit, but I don't want diesel fumes in this garage. So I'm gonna do what I say and get that off, get the liner off, and I'll bring you back. And there we have it, liner's out. Best place to put it is on your tire. Unless you want to put something over there, you can take it off too, but I'll see. I just don't want my elbows to get dirty, you know? I'm a posh guy. So there you go, we got access now. So if you want to make more room, you can pop your ABS plug-in off. It's not very hard, just push that tab in, pull the gray thing, pops off. I think you get a slide off and then pop off, but because you got to get to those 2 lines, there's a plastic cap on there. And there'd be a bolt here, like I say, and these 3 bolts actually hold the box in, but we'll do those last. And then let's go pop that off right now. So my option for siphoning it out, you get one of these from your local crappy tire if you're in Canada, or Harbor Freight if you're in the States. Just suck it out. Look how dirty that crap is. I've already sucked one out, so 1 1/4 pretty much. Look at that, didn't even wreck the boot. I was banging on that sucker, you guys saw it. To get dripped on, that's fun. Put that there. Oh. So either you could take the pitman arm off on the truck or off. I'll do it off. I do have the better tool to get that off too. I mean, it's only been, like I said, been on the truck for about 6 to 8 months, so hopefully it's not too bad, but that wasn't fun. As you can see, I got the plug unplugged, and let me just try something different here. There we go. I got the ABS unplugged, tucked away. Got that plastic cover, screwdriver, popped it off. What you're gonna have to get to is, there's a bolt right there, the bolt head on the shaft. Take that out, and those are your two lines you see right there. When you undo those though, have something underneath because you're gonna have to let that fluid drip down, but let's take that steering bolt out, and then we'll take those two lines off and let it drain. That bolt was a 13 mil. Got to use a ratchet first because it's skinny, and then you can use a ratcheting wrench. Just take a screwdriver and pop that off. That plastic came off, which is still on there. Can't forget to put that on. Remind me. So this front one is going to be an 18 mil, and honestly, it's not that tight. It's just not much room, as you can see. Take it off, you spin it. You know, you always get a quarter turn. These are O-ring fitted, so make sure your new pump comes with new O-rings too. They should, but it's not. Hopefully you have some you can throw away, and they're just black O-rings. I think they're black. But yeah, as you can see, this will take some time, so I'll get this one off, and then bring you back when you get that back one and show you how that one is. Got that front one off. You can see the O-ring on the end there. You can just slide it up and over, up under this line. Now this one is doable, but it's a lot of quarter turn, flip the ratchet, quarter turn. If you got a stubby wrench, 18 mil, it'd be great. I'm sure it'd be quarter of the time it's taking me to do this. Got them off, pried them up out. You can see they're still leaking. He drips right down into my bucket. So just prepare for that. It did help sucking that reservoir out, get rid of all that red fluid. Don't know why it's red, unless someone used ATF. I certainly did not. Next are these three bigger bolts. These are 18 mil. I'll go dug those out, and then we'll get to show you how to drop it from the underneath. Well, got all three out. I'm not gonna lie, the Chinese impact did good, except for this back one. Had to get some heat on her to get that one out. Here it is here. Fell right out after that bolt came out. Gracefully, I might not add, but I see some differences. The only differences I really see, and it shouldn't matter, is going to be the top plate here. See how it's more round? That one's more a rectangle. So, other than that, it should bolt right up. But I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, it bolts right up. I was able to pop that nut off with a 1 13/16, also known as a 41 millimeter. I was able to use the impact because I impacted this one on when I did my lift. It's supposed to be torqued a lot more, but it works. I'm glad I didn't because I was able to get it off. Now this tool, specifically to Ford, is part number 41970, Pitman arm puller for Ford. Highly recommend. Let's just see if it works and my impact can do this. So let's show you where the play is. I already got this kind of just sitting on here, but look at this. This is the old one. Just got some play in her. You go here. I can't even turn that by hand. And the plugs are out. So these are. So it's got venting to the atmosphere as much. You can hear this one. She's wore out. But I was able to. So this is the slot where the bolt went down because the bolt comes from the top. So that's got to be flush with your mounting. So as you can see, I got a little bit of, just a little bit of a kick off of this. So pop that off, pop that on. They're grooved. They got these bigger grooves every so often, as you can see there. So and there we go. We kind of got it the same, give or take. So it should line pretty close up. But yeah, now I'm going to impact this sucker back on. I had to end up bringing out the plug-in one to get that off with my puller there. The battery, the Chinese battery, ugga just wasn't doing her. Let me get this tightened up, and I'll get it up in the truck, and that'll be a grunt. But we'll go on to the next step of tightening this back all onto the truck. Well, we'll tighten it. We'll see how these lines, like how this lines up and stuff with the column, right? So I found a design that, not make or break, but you'll have to do a bit of work. These bottom two ears, see how there's lots of space around them. The bolts can go right through, no problem. See that front one there? The bolt's hitting the rib of the steering box, so, and they're all the same length bolts, which is weird. And there's about, I don't know, 2 washers thickness here that's not hitting. So we'll grab a few washers and we'll stack them and it should be fine. Actually, changed my mind. There used to be a 1/4 inch kind of just straight in there to help, I guess, put it into the box without cross-threading it. Round that down is about a 1/4 inch, so let's see if it goes in. I'd just rather do this than washers. There we go. Yep, perfect. Ground her down and she's fitting good now. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And even this is in the right spot. Let's get that steering shaft hooked up. And then we'll do the O-rings and the lines after, but we'll get the line hooked up, or the steering. We'll get our tire or our drag link on it. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. That could be the drag link. The steering dealie into the hole, okay? We'll get that on. And then the steering shaft, we'll see if we're lined up. We got the nut in there, right there. She went in nice and easy. Got the tie rod on. Drag link, whatever. That's nice and tight. Everything lined up. Honestly, guys, working out great. But so we can't forget to change the O-rings on the end of these lines down here. So we'll get a pick, we'll take those off. We have the new ones we'll put on. We'll start in the back and thread that one on, forward, that one on. And after that, it's just the cover, the ABS plug, wheel liner, and we got it. There we have it, they're both on. Little tip, loosen these 3. This wiggles around a bit so you can get this front line up and over to get this back one tightened so it's not in the way. Could have done that first. You probably even, you can't remove it because your brake lines are attached to it, but you can take all 3 off and probably have a little more play if you wanted. You know, not that 1/4 turn stuff that I've been doing for the last little while, but yeah, so now we can put this cover back on. Oh, I gotta flip it around, it might be a 2-hander. Here we go. She's back to factory. And of course you got this mess, all this oil, so you can either, if it was summertime or you had a garage with a drain, just hose it all down and get it all off. I'm gonna throw a bunch of brake clean at it, clean this all up, and then we'll get this wheel well liner back on. And then, you know what, let's just show you. Let's just show you how much slop we got now. Undo the old swamper hand, since I don't have one. Put our seat back, because why not? Way better. Way better. You're not going to get rid of it all, obviously, because you have that rubber bushing in that line. Right underneath here, you'll have a rubber bushing. And then you got all your other gear. So you got to make sure all your other, like ball joints, steering, all that stuff's tight too. Plus you got the tires, the rubber, right? Spinning it a little bit. So you're not getting exactly tight, but I can tell you already, that's much better. But yeah, so let's clean up. Thanks to the liberal government, our brake clean is now pretty much just acetone, so it smells funny down there. Also, found all my cuts in my hands. Also, I just realized, let's fill it with some fluid and see if we have any leaks on those 2 lines. Maybe an O-ring slipped out, maybe one ripped. I don't know. So let's get some fluid in there. Might have to start the truck, get the power steering going, left and right, see where we're at. So the trick is to start it. Better to have your wheels off the ground so it's easier on your pump. I didn't do that, but left and right on your steering wheel while it's idling. Get that fluid in that box and she'll work its way in. You'll have to top it up a few times. It'll aerate too, so you'll have to keep topping up because the air bubbles wear out. It'll work itself out. There's a bunch of bubbles in there. Like I said, it would have been better if I had the wheels up off the ground to help it. Also, don't forget to plug your ABS sensor back in. So you might have some codes like I do now. I haven't erased or I'll erase them, but here, let's get everything buttoned up. And there we have it, all buttoned up. Cleaned up, cleaned up, cleaned up. Tools put away. Well, there you go. It wasn't that hard. But also, I don't have the factory mount here for your, I guess, your crossover, whatever, the adjustable track bar. That's what that is. So that brings it down with the lift kit, with the 6-inch lift kit, so it's super easy to get in and out. Otherwise, when you're in there, when you're underneath looking at it, you have to clock it. You'll turn it right and then drop it out to change it. And once you have it out, it'll pop right back in. I do suggest getting a friend to help. Don't let it fall like I did, and also help put it back up in because she's a heavy SOB. So I had my wife come out and I held it up there and she threaded a few bolts in and I got it the rest of the way. Other than that, guys, that's that. Get some fresh fluid. Good time to change it anyway. And wasn't that hard. All in all, my first time ever doing it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours with cleanup and making the video. So you can do it yourself in your driveway. If you have a lift kit, leave everything bolted on. Wasn't that bad. See you in the next one.